Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here I have a great article for you guys from the Mobile Report. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So for those of you who've seen the video earlier, T-Mobile is going to release a new promo for home internet customers that's going to make it accessible for a lot more unlimited plans, even backdating all the way to Simple Choice. Now, that's, of course, access that people didn't have before, but it seems like you still have to add a new voice line to be able to get this. So existing customers may have a harder time getting access to this, right? But regardless, the perspective that I wanted to take on this video, right, is this going to lead to an acceleration of growth? Yes. And I think that's what T-Mobile is looking for. But where is this coming from? Right? Because if you look at the overall numbers, T-Mobile is at like, I think 4.2 million as of Q3 total fixed wireless customers. They have to get to 7 to 8 million by the end of 2025 per their guidance. So realistically, they have another 18 months to grow. Excuse me. So all of 2024, they have to really maintain that 500,000 plus a quarter. Now, with this type of deal and everyone having more access, how many slots do they really still have available, at least at the metro level? I mean, if let's just say hypothetically 1,000 people see this deal and they want to try and get the service and they check their availability. Out of the 1,000 people, how many of them are actually going to qualify and be accepted in 2023, almost 2024? You got to remember, they've been selling this since 2020. Capacity's running out. Now, I'm not speaking, overall, but the extra capacity that they set aside, so to speak, for this fixed wireless access product, it's running thin. It's just running thin. Are they going to put more spectrum on air? Of course. There's still PCS they can refarm. There's still AWS-1 and AWS-3 they can refarm depending on market. There's C-band DoD coming. I get that. I understand that. But right now, this deal is right now. This deal is not 6 months from now when C-band and DoD might be on air. No, this is right now. So how many customers still have, are still going to get granted approval once they check their availability? It's got to be far and few in between. I check a lot of addresses randomly, occasionally. Addresses that I've lived at before, some friends on the T-Mobile availability tool. And I think out of the last 20 addresses or so I checked, 2 of them got approved. Out of 20. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to turn this into a negative. I'm just saying they're trying to accelerate something that might not be there. Is there still a lot of availability in the suburban areas and the rural areas? Oh, of course. There's a ton of availabilities there. T-Mobile still hasn't even gotten the 108 licenses for the white spaces where they're gonna improve their spectrum position. So there's most of that growth in 2024 and 2025 is likely going to come from those areas. The metro levels, they're done there. There's not much more they can pull. They're allowing maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 slots per sector. And then they view the usage of those people. And then they probably determine if they can still add a few or not. Right? There was a video I watched, And the person in charge of the acceptance, who gets accepted and who doesn't, she stated very clearly that it's all dependent on the usage. She gave an example. Say, for example, we have 10 slots available for that neighborhood. If number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all use 2, 3, 4, 5 terabytes a month, slots 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are going to get closed. They're done for. So that also has a lot to play into it. If slot 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are moderate to average users, right? Maybe they do 100, 200, 300 gigs a month. Then slot 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 might still have a possibility, to get in, to be approved. Right? And even if only one slot, like slot 4 or 5, starts slamming 6, 7, 8 terabytes onto the sector, you can kiss slot 6 through 10 goodbye. So that's just a different take that I wanted to take. Is T-Mobile facing some trouble? It's possible. It's very possible. They don't really like the current growth numbers, the analysis that they ran, and they're just trying to boost it. It's all possible, right? Maybe they say, look, we want to get above 600,000, right? Internal targets are always much higher than what we see publicly. Or maybe they see a downturn in 2024, and they're trying to assess this on a quarterly basis, and they're trying to compete aggressively. It's all possible, but it all comes down to the network, right? The network has to be able to output the capacity necessary to handle these users. And they have been selling through that since 2020. They sold it in the beta stages, and then it went commercial, and then boom, we started getting 3, 4, 500,000. Now it's been 500 plus thousand a quarter. They sold it in 21. They sold it in 22. They've been selling it in 2023. So realistically, again, in the top 100 markets, how many slots do they still have available? Yes, there's some churn already coming into the base where, some of those addresses that had the product, they sent it back. Now there are some availability slots again, but that's far and few in between. So I just wanted to speak on that in this video. I don't think, they're raising the white flag yet, but they have to treat this differently. This is a ton of usage that's going on to the network. So each slot is assessed differently. And that's another thing, too, that has to be taken into consideration. Let's say all the slots are filled per one neighborhood on the sector doing what they do. And then all of a sudden they've been increasing and slamming the sector, whereas previously that wasn't happening. Maybe they got a few more TVs. They got more gaming systems. They got a security camera. Who knows, right? All of that has to be constantly monitored to utilization rates, right? That's another thing. The neighborhood could have gotten a few slots filled, right? There might still be availability slots for home internet, but all of a sudden there's a ton of new wireless users, and now the utilization on the site is very high. That could also affect fixed wireless access. So just a lot of thoughts I wanted to put out, right, on this product. They're clearly looking to accelerate. This is a pretty big deal. Allowing this as far back as Simple Choice Unlimited to get this discount, that's going to get a lot of people interested. But, right, maybe they should have put C-band and DoD on air sooner. I don't know, but this is a deal for right now, not next year, not 2025. So we have to assess as it stands right now. And like I said, in the metro levels, the top 100 markets, there's probably not a lot of availability left. There's going to be some neighborhoods, and of course, my market is different. Our N41, lots of fragmentation, right? Even to get to 80 megahertz here, you have to split two 40 megahertz channels and aggregate. That's crazy, right? AT&T won't even have to do that. AT&T on their C-band, they can just push a straight 80 megahertz channel, contiguous. So there's issues there, right? It might be different in, who knows, Houston, Dallas. They might have more contiguous N41, 100, 140, whatever. They might have a few more slots available, but even that is being sold up. It's being soaked up because T-Mobile is selling this very aggressively. So just wanted to leave you guys with those thoughts. Leave all your comments in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe. Follow my social media outlets for more updates. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.